Hey guys, welcome back into Kindle Direct Publishing Q&A with Tim Knox, and my co-host today is Nacho. No, this isn't Nacho. This is Tito. We have a Nacho and a Tito. If we ever get a Jermaine, Randy, and Michael, we'll start a little boy band. So I've mentioned this before. We do small dog rescue, and Tito is one of our foster pups that we rescued, and we better find him a good home soon, or he will not be going anywhere. Am I right? Yeah, okay, thanks. Hey, today we are talking about inserting a table of contents and using bookmarks in a Word file. I know, really dry, really boring, but, you know, every one of these videos can't be me telling jokes. So, the question comes from Clark, and Clark says, Tim, how do I insert a table of contents in Word? Do I need a table of contents in my ebook files? And how do I set a bookmark? So I'm actually going to jump on the desktop computer here in just a second and kind of demonstrate this to you. It is very important that you at least know how to do this. And I'll talk about this a little bit in the desktop video. You don't have to use a formal table of contents in an ebook that you upload to Amazon because the page numbers, Tito's in the trash can, the page numbers don't make any difference when they are converted. I'll talk about that. Also, bookmarks, that's how people are linking from different places in the book to different places in the book, meaning let's say you want to link from the front of the book to the end of the book for whatever reason. I'm going to teach you how to do that. So rather than you spend time looking at my happy face, let's jump over to the desktop. Let me launch Word and show you exactly how to use a table of contents and bookmarks in your Word file for Kindle. Okay guys, here is a quick explanation of how to first insert a table of contents into a Word file and then insert bookmarks. Now the reason you need to know both of those is because they're used very differently. If you are uploading your Word file or your book to Kindle for ebook publication, you do not need to use a table of contents, okay? A table of contents typically will put page numbers at the chapter lead-ins or the point in the page or the book where the chapter is. Because Kindle converts your Word file to HTML, those page numbers are going to be lost. So what may be page 5 in your Word file is not going to be page 5 in the Kindle system. So you don't have to worry about putting a table of contents in a file simply to do Kindle. However, if you are going to do CreateSpace or some other publishing on demand version, you're probably going to want a table of contents that links to the individual chapters. Okay. Now, if you are like most Kindle publishers, you just want to put what I call a mock table of contents, and really it's just a listing of the books or the book that is included in your book. If you're doing bonuses, you're going to have multiple books, and you can use bookmarks to link directly to those. So let's take it a step at a time. Let's start with table of contents. The first thing you need to know is the table of contents is driven by style sheets, meaning the styles that you give your chapter headings. All right, so I'm going to go, I've set up 3 pages here with chapter headings. I'm going to highlight one of those, and I'm going to go up to my top ribbon and look at my style sheets. And you can see I use heading 1. And this is the style sheet that you should use for chapter titles because it is the style sheet that is tied into the automated table of contents system. And I'll show you that in a second. We've talked about in another video how you can use right-click and modify to modify the style. I'm just going to leave mine. This is a Georgia Bold 18-point centered. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and make sure I've got all 3 of my chapter headings selected and the style sheet is set. Now I'm going to go back to where I want my table of contents, and I'm going to want it right there. So I simply click. I'm going to back up over this because it's actually going to put in the words table of contents, but I click, go upstairs here to references, table of contents. Now I'm using Microsoft Word in Windows 10. Your version may be different, but you should be able to find the same commands. And you can see here when I go to references, table of contents, it is showing me that the H1 or the heading 1 tag is what's used. So if I want to put in a table of contents, I simply click. It will put it where I want it, and you can see that it automatically picked up the chapter titles because the H1 tag matched. Now, if I go over here and I put the H1 tag on my title, and I go back and I update my table of contents, it put title page by author name. It stuck all of that in here because it is looking for the H1 header. So I'm going to go back over here. Now you'll notice it picks up the text exactly as it's typed, and it looks like I am missing a space, or there's something wrong with the spacing there. I'm going to go back up here, click on update entire title. Okay, so that's how you insert a table of contents. If I added another page, or if I added another chapter heading, let's say I wanted to put in a page break, and always use a page break between chapters, and I'm going to make this chapter 4. All I would have to do is highlight chapter 4, set the style sheet to H1 or heading, then go back up to my table of contents, click, and it's going to give me the option to update, and just do update entire table, and it automatically puts that in there. So that is the way to put in a table of contents. If, for example, the page, or the nice thing is it keeps up with your page count. If I put page breaks in here to move chapter 2 on down, once I go back up to my table of contents and click update entire table, you can see it changed the page number automatically. So that's how you insert a table of contents. Very simple. Just make sure you set your chapter headings to the H1 style sheet. You go under References, Table of Contents, and insert the table you want. So that's how you do a table of contents. Now let's look at how you use bookmarks. All right, a lot of digital publishers like to go to various places in their book. I'm going to just start right here and type go. Oh, let me get back in with the yeah, see, there was a page break there. By the way, if you don't know what this is the hidden character tab. Hidden character function, meaning that it will show you the hidden format symbols. For example, that shows me that I have a page break there, I have a paragraph return there, etc. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to put in a link here that says go to the end of this book, and you can tell this is not a typing tutorial. All right, so I don't have to set a style sheet. That can be any style that I want. But what I do have to do is give this a destination, meaning that when I hyperlink this text, it needs to go somewhere. So I'm going to go to the end of my book. All right, and there it is right there. Let me make it a little larger so you can see it. Okay, so what I want to have happen is when someone clicks at the beginning, it says go to the end of my book, or go to this place, or go wherever, I want it to automatically go here, and I do that using bookmarks. So what I do is I just click in front of the text, go up under Insert, Bookmark, and I'm going to give this a name. I'm going to call this End. Click Add. All right, and so when I go back up to the top, I have to hyperlink that. And the way that I do that is I simply highlight the text that I want to hyperlink. And let me again make this a little bigger for you. And then I right-click the text and go to the hyperlink feature. And I'm going to look for bookmarks, and you can see the end right there, the bookmark entitled End. I'm going to click OK. This automatically will draw a line under the text showing you that it is linked. Now to test that, I hold down the Control key and click. And you can see it automatically went to the end of the book. So if you're wondering how some publishers put links in the front of the book and have the content in the back, this is how you do it. You simply put in the text that you want to highlight or to link to. You will go in, right-click, hyperlink, give that hyperlink a name. Okay. Or actually, that's the text to display. Let me back up because I don't want to confuse you. I'll click on that. I will insert bookmark, and then I will give that bookmark a name and click Add. All right. So then if I want to click a link to that, I simply go back to the top. I'm going to put link to. I highlight that, and then I insert the hyperlink, okay? So hyperlinks and bookmarks are two different things. You hyperlink to bookmarks, so you've got to remember that. So in this case, I want to hyperlink to the bookmark link. I will control click, and it takes me to the end of the document. So I hope that was helpful. It's not difficult inserting a table of contents. Always keep in mind that Word has excellent built-in help that will help you do this. So, all right, so get out there, create a table of contents, go link to some bookmarks, have a good time. Send your questions or comments to tim@timknox.com. I hope this was helpful, and I will talk to you soon.